iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus. Although the exteriors of the phones may look very similar to last year's, things like the new flash, the water resistance, and a bunch of other little features, including the new camera system, I think add up to a definite purchase, especially if you're up for an upgrade. Both the iPhone 7 Plus and iPhone 7 are now IP67 compliant, which means that they are splash and dust resistant. So not waterproof. You can't just dive into the pool and start using them, but if you do fall in or get pushed in, or you're washing dishes and they fall in the sink, or you're in the bathroom and the inevitable happens, or you get caught in a rainstorm, you're going to be protected, which is much more than you could say for past iPhones, where water damage was one of the big fears. So that is incredibly welcome to see. Both the iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus have a 12 megapixel camera with a new sensor. The optical image stabilization is included on both now. Both the camera sensors are now able to capture wide gamut color, further into the reds, further into the blues, and further into the greens than could be captured before. The iPhone 7 Plus also has a second camera, also a 12 megapixel sensor, but with a 56mm telephoto lens. So what this new camera system does is it allows you to shoot at either wide angle or telephoto optically, greatly improving your image quality, especially at a distance. People have had, legitimate complaints about Apple removing the headphone jack from the iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus. No headphone jack, no regular headphones. It's annoying, honestly. But Apple tends to do these things because it sees where the future is, it wants to push people towards that, and frankly, I don't think most people are going to mind, because the great majority of people use the headphones that came in the box. And those people that aren't, they do have an adapter, so they can continue using their old headphones. The adapter comes supplied, it's $10 if you lose it. So is it annoying to have an adapter for this time period between now and when almost every headphone is wireless? Absolutely. But is it worth making that investment? It remains to be seen, but there are some clues in Apple's AirPods that will explain why. Apple's AirPods come in a small case which acts as a charging device. They're two Bluetooth headphones. So if you'd like to use it with an old iPhone or with an Android phone, you absolutely can. They act as regular Bluetooth headsets and are paired the normal way. But they do have a special pairing method just for iPhones, which is pretty slick. Not to be overshadowed by the lack of a headphone jack, there are other physical changes to these new iPhones that I think are actually very clever. One is the lack of a physical home button. Now you have this touch-based home button, which uses the Taptic engine inside the phone to send a vibration signal to your thumb to make it feel like it's a click, when in fact it is not. There are also two new finishes. One, jet black, and then you have what they call black or black, which is a sort of matte finish. One of the major things that everybody was wondering about with jet is, would it scratch? The answer is yes. In normal pocketing use, it does scratch. There are fine abrasions on the surface of the phone, and that is unavoidable. That said, the finish is amazing. It's really, really crisp. It is not slippery. It fits and holds just fine in the hand. In fact, I actually think that the matte black surface is actually a little slicker. As far as which device, I've always been a Plus user, and I am probably going to end up going this way in the future because that telephoto lens, it's crisp, it gets me a little bit closer to my subject without losing any image quality. So if you're deciding between the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus, it really comes down to how much you want that larger screen and just how much into taking
HD here, and in front of me I have two phones, the iPhone 7 Plus and the iPhone 7. And I don't do that many live unboxing style videos every year, but this is definitely one of them. And you'll notice I have the matte black iPhone 7 Plus and the jet black, so the super glossy iPhone 7. So I'm going to take a look at both of these and we'll actually compare them and hopefully get a better idea of which one you might want to get if you're considering one of the two new colors. But yeah, this is the retail box experience, and this is exactly what you're going to get if you buy an iPhone 7. So they're both 256 gig iPhones. Let's go ahead and open the boxes. We'll start with the glossy black. We'll start with the jet black iPhone. You notice it's a black box. If you buy a jet black iPhone, you'll get one of those rare black Apple boxes. And right off the bat, you don't get the phone at the top. You get the Designed by Apple in California paperwork. And then there is the iPhone in all its glossy glory and the plastic on the screen protector. And that is about as fingerprint free as this iPhone will ever be, but there it is. And we'll go ahead and put this on the side and see what we get in the box. Number one, you get your ear pods, not AirPods. These are your lightning attached earbuds. Well, first of all, here's your dongle, your adapter. This is your lightning to 3.5mm headphone jack adapter. And it's $9 if you lose this, but it's sold in the Apple Store. And then yeah, these are your lightning earbuds. You can see with the lightning connector right there. You will get a lightning cable to connect to your computer, connect to iTunes if you ever decide to do that, and your wall adapter. So let's go ahead and move on and get the matte black iPhone out the box, because I have a feeling it's gonna look very similar inside, but let's go ahead and make sure. So again, no phone at the top, paperwork. Move that to the side, and you get the iPhone. So matte black obviously looks super clean as well. This is a phone that is going to show fingerprints too, but not in quite the same way as the super glossy iPhone. On the larger phone side, you do have the dual cameras on the back that we showed in that first hands-on video. And then of course, if you compare it to another bigger phone like say the Galaxy S7 Edge, you'll notice it's still a lot bigger because it carries that much bigger bezel. I'm gonna actually boot this one up and see what we get as far as iOS 10's first boot. But yeah, it's still carrying a big old forehead, big old chin, the new capacitive home button, and I can confirm that when it's off, it doesn't move at all, which is kind of an interesting sensation. Let's go ahead and boot into iOS 10 and set it up for the first time. I speak English. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Okay, so this is definitely a new step. It's telling me to meet the new home button. So obviously on the iPhone 7, you have the home button that does not move. It's just a piece of glass and it's pressure sensitive. So when we get started here, we'll be able to choose how much, I guess, pressure feedback or with the Taptic engine will feel when we press it. So 3 is a really firm click response. 2 is the default somewhere in the middle. The whole phone seems to be vibrating still, but it doesn't quite replicate a normal press. And then 1 is really light. That's almost like I don't know if I'm pressing it or not. So I'm gonna go all the way up to 3 so I know when I'm pressing the button. So there we are in iOS 10 on the iPhone 7. And obviously a lot of the stuff you'll see here is exactly the same as it would be on any other phone that's running iOS 10, like my iPhone 6s, but obviously on the new chip, a little bit faster, a little bit smoother, and a little bit more interesting with this new home button setting. A quick run through Geekbench 4 for kicks, since this is the new A10 Fusion chip. And yes, 3 GB of RAM confirmed for the iPhone 7 Plus and 2 GB for the iPhone 7. But yeah, you can see the final score is pretty great, especially the multi-core, right up there, actually above Snapdragon 820 devices. But yeah, there you have it. That is your first look at the iPhone 7 in your jet black and your matte black, and a good look at the differences between them. Honestly, if you're having trouble picking, I would just go the safe route with the matte black. This is almost like a special edition phone at this point. If you haven't seen it in person, check it out in a store. You're gonna see the fingerprints and the scratches and things like that. But yeah, that's the unboxing experience, and that's what comes in the box, and that's what you'll find if you order a new phone from Apple this week. Either way, that's been it. Thanks for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you want to see more unboxing stuff like this in the future, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.
iPhone7 វាទុនវើយវាជាហោះទៀតផងវាមានរូបរាងមូលដូចបានវាមានផ្នែកកាមេរ៉ាទៀតផងជាពិសេសវាអាចមើលវីដេអូបានទៀតផងមាន4ពណ៌4ក្លិនវាស្រាលស្រទន់ដូចត្រាផែនដីអេក្រង់វាខ្មៅដូចខ្ជូរវាជាបង្វិលខ្លួនទៀតផងវាហ្វ្រីកាស Bluetooth ទៀតផងមិនមែនគ្រាប់មីស៊ីលទេមកឆ្ងាញ់ត្រង់សាក់ថ្មដោយមិនបាច់ដោតខ្សែទៀតផងកាសវាធ្លាក់ដូចកុំព្យូទ័រទៀតអញ្ចឹង សិតចុចវាមានវលិនបិទបើដូចទូរស័ព្ទធម្មតាចឹងដែរវាអាចស្កេនមេដៃនិងមេជើងបានទៀតផងវាមានរូបរាងស្អាតណាស់តែខ្ញុំអត់មានលុយទិញវាទេព្រោះវាថ្លៃពេក